We're back tonight with more local news. For the second day in a row, Secretary for Development Paul Chan made field visits to villages in the North-East New Territories development areas. Now, some villagers affected by the development plan voiced their concerns about the project, while others asked the government not to destroy their homes. Rachel Leung has the story.
Development Secretary Paul Chan was met by groups of demonstrating villagers in Kutung North who want to keep their villages intact. As Chen walked by a plot of farmland his family owns in the area, a petitioner asked the secretary to do something with the land which is overgrown with weeds and has allegedly become a breeding ground for mosquitoes. Others took the opportunity to beg him not to uproot their families as if they were balls to be kicked around. They frowned upon the government's proposal to turn their homes into another town packed with high-rise tower blocks. This man asked why the government had not considered a golf course in Phan Lang for development before demolishing their homes. Chan's response was that the golf course has been included in the development planning studied. There were also dissatisfied voices that the amount of compensation of $600,000 per household being offered to them was not enough for buying a new home. A home is priceless. You can't put a price on it, this woman said. During his visit, the development secretary was booed by residents of different villages, and his sincerity was being questioned. Still, Chan insisted that the new town project will be beneficial to Hong Kong, and he promised that changes made to the area would be gradual ones.
We have to consolidate all these suggestions and then reflect further what could be done to help them more. As you know, the NENTNDA is going to produce over 60,000 residential units and over 37,000 employment opportunities. And the area that we visited this morning happened to be around the area of the future railway station. From a planning standpoint, it is only natural that this vicinity should be developed into high-density development, be it for residential, commercial, and social service facilities.
He ended his Kutung North trip at a nearby home for the elderly, which has also been included into the development area. The secretary insisted that this area is at the heart of the proposed new town, but the Development Bureau will work with the Labor and Welfare Department to ensure that the elderly get the proper relocation assistance they need. Chen said the government doesn't see the development project as a business plan, but rather as a response to the needs of society. He said the government will continue to talk to the affected villagers in order to come up with a more feasible plan. Rachel Leung, TVB News.
Police arrested a man today for keeping a wild boar as a pet. But the owner protested the arrest, saying he rescued the animal after it was attacked by dogs. Kirti Nanwani has the story.
Thinking about getting a pet? Stick to animals such as dogs and cats, because keeping a wild boar is illegal. That's what Bill Xing found out today when he was arrested for keeping a boar at his home in Sai Kung. There was no one to take care of it, so I took care of it. Is that considered breaking the law? He asked. He said 10 months ago in Nam Wai village, Sai Kung, he took in the animal to help it recover from dog bite wounds. He even gave the boar a name, calling it Tommy. Xing says the wild boar had leg injuries and couldn't walk, so he decided to bring it back home because it was only a few yards away. Xing says the boar is grateful and considers him a father. But animal protection group the SPCA took a different view. The SPCA staff members questioned why Xing hid the animal and whether he knew how to look after the wild boar. They also said it's illegal to keep a wild boar without a license. Xing and the wild boar were taken to Sai Kung Police Station. The Agricultural Fisheries and Conservation Department will assist the police with the care of the animal. Kirti Nandwani, TVB News.
The hospital authority has invited another international expert to look into the controversy involving heart specialist Yu Chak Man. Nearly half of the patients Yu operated on last year died after the surgeries. Evelina Leung tells us more.
Of the 11 patients that the Prince of Wales Hospital heart specialist, Dr. Yu Chapman, operated on, 4 died after developing complications. The hospital suggested Yu could only take part in, but not lead such certain types of operations. Yu has since been suspended. But the doctor refuted the hospital's claims and insists he's well qualified. To find out the truth, the hospital authority asked an international expert to look into the controversy. Today, the authority says another overseas expert will join the investigation, a move welcomed by many, including the health minister.
I'm confident that this will firstly enhance the ability of the independent review committee to review the expert working groups investigation. Secondly, it will also enhance the credibility of the independent review committee of the hospital authority.
But some say this is unfair to Dr. Yu. Tse Hong-hing of the Hong Kong Medical Council said by hiring another expert, this means there had been something wrong with the original group of investigators, and that it will take longer before the truth is unveiled. Evelyn Lang, TVB News.
Turning overseas again, at least 31 people are dead in central Vietnam after heavy rain triggered severe flooding and landslides. Several others are missing after a tropical depression deluged the region. As many as 100,000 houses were submerged and 80,000 people have been evacuated. Roads have also been closed and train services have been suspended. The problem may have been made worse when 15 area hydropower plants all released water at the same time to protect their reservoirs. That caused water levels to rise even further. The water levels at the dams were reportedly already at unsafe levels.
There are fresh security concerns ahead of a key meeting of tribal elders in Afghanistan after yesterday's suicide bomb attack in Kabul. At least 6 people were killed and dozens wounded when the attack happened near where next week's meeting is supposed to take place. The meeting of elders is to discuss a security pact with the United States. The pact would govern the status of U.S. military personnel beyond next year's withdrawal of the majority of international forces. Tony, I heard some kid won the Grand Prix.
That's right, and he's probably on his way to Formula 1 stardom. But first he has to tackle Formula 3. British driver Alex Lynn won the 60th Macau Grand Prix today. As Jameson Wong shows us, the 20-year-old dominated the Formula 3 race from start to finish.
After a clean start, trouble on lap 1 of the 15-lap race for a couple of drivers. Nothing for the front runners to worry about, although the safety car was out right away. On the restart, pole sitter Alex Lynn of Great Britain looked to build on his lead with defending champion Antonio Felix da Costa of Portugal in hot pursuit. And Lynn would not surrender the lead the rest of the way. The 20-year-old took the checkered flag. Da Costa was second, followed by Brazilian Pipo Derani. Da Costa was a late entry as he was hoping for a vacant F1 ride. A place that's likely in the future for Lynn, winner of the Macau Grand Prix Diamond Jubilee race. To the WTCC season finale, which ended with a bang and bang-ups. The race was red flagged twice, with less than half the field able to finish the race. Somewhere in this mess was Hong Kong's Daryl O'Young. The race was suspended again late. After the restart, Robert Huff of Great Britain grabbed the lead with 2 laps to go, and minutes later the win. Pepe Oriola of Spain was second. Frenchman Yvan Muller finished 6th, but had already wrapped up the Drivers' Championship, his 4th title. Jameson Wong, TVB News.
On to football now, and Ivory Coast played to a 1-1 draw with Senegal in Casablanca, and that was enough for the Ivorians to claim a 4-2 aggregate win, and more importantly, a spot in next year's World Cup in Brazil. It will be their 3rd appearance in the football showcase. Meanwhile, Spain defeated Equatorial Guinea 2-1 in a friendly played in the capital, Malabo. Santi Cazorla and Juanfran Bermudez scored for the world and European champions. Vicente del Bosque's team were urged to cancel the match due to alleged human rights abuses in the Central African country. Equatorial Guinea was a Spanish colony until the late 1960s.
And that's the news for tonight.
Thanks for watching. Good night.
Hello everyone, it was mainly fine and dry today. At 5 p.m, a dry northeast monsoon persisted over the South China coastal areas. Today's temperatures ranged from 18.8 to 23.8 degrees, and the relative humidity was between 50 and 66%. The current temperature is 21.8 degrees Celsius, with the relative humidity standing at 65%. The fire danger warning is red and the fire risk is extreme. So Freddie has the weather tomorrow. It will be dry, cloudy periods overnight, cooler tomorrow morning. Temperatures will range from 18 to 23 degrees. Tomorrow's API is forecast at 30 to 95 and the pollution level range from medium to high. The maximum UV index forecast for tomorrow will be about 6. Now, here's the latest global weather update. Sunny in Shanghai and Taipei. Sunny in Guangzhou and Macau. Sunny in Beijing and Tokyo. Rain in Bangkok and Ho Chi Minh City. Thunderstorms in Kuala Lumpur and Singapore. Sunny in New Delhi, Karachi and Mumbai. Rain in Cairo, showers in Nairobi. Thunderstorms in Brisbane, sunny in Melbourne. Showers in Toronto and New York. Showers in Vancouver, sunny in San Francisco. Cloudy in London, Paris and Frankfurt. And that's the weather. Have a great evening.